What are you choosing?
Good morning. Welcome to our Sunday celebration. My name is Rebecca Bell, and I'm a licensed practitioner and a volunteer here at the Columbia Center for Spiritual Living. Before we start, we have some news we would like to share about one of our members and volunteers. A few days ago, David Sills unexpectedly made his transition at his home in Westminster, Maryland. David was a poet, a licensed practitioner with Centers for Spiritual Living, a brother, an uncle, and a friend. His unique expression of spirit in physical form will be missed. But in this teaching, we believe that the essence or spark that animates all life is infinite and eternal. So, dear David, we wish you well in the next part of your adventure. Please join me in a moment of silence for our friend David. Thank you. Now, before we go any further, we would greatly appreciate if you would share this live stream to help us spread our message. I'll pause for you to do this now. Wonderful. At Columbia CSL, we live the truth of who we are through our identity, vision, and mission statements. Our new identity statement is, we are a diverse community of belonging and growth, sharing the light and joy within ourselves while learning to see it in others. Our new vision states, we are contributing to a world that works for everyone. And we carry out that vision through our mission. We are a welcoming, inclusive spiritual center where everyone can be seen and heard. We lovingly practice the principles of science of mind in the world. So I invite you now to set an intention for this week. Take a deep breath and allow yourself to sink into the feeling of that intention now as you open to receive Spirit's guidance throughout our time together. And we have a saying here, singing or listening to music is like praying twice. So we begin each service with a song. Let's welcome a gifted artist, so very dear to our hearts, Felicia Taylor.
Hey, oh, oh, hey, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, my freedom, hold it on the shelf, put it on my chain, wear it around my neck. I'm taking my freedom, put it in my car, wherever I choose to go, it will take me far. I'm living my life like it's golden, 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 living my life like it's golden. I'm taking my freedom, putting it in my song, singing it loud and strong, grooving all day long. I'm playing my freedom, putting it in my stroll. I'm high stepping y'all, letting the joy unfold. I'm living my life like it's golden, 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 living my life like it's golden. I'm holding on to my freedom, can't take it from me. I was born into that, it comes naturally. I'm taking my freedom to the God in me. I'll be dancing this glory, hope you're proud of me. Yeah. Hope you're proud of me. Living my life like it's golden, 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 golden. I'm living my life like it's golden, 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 golden. I'm living my life like it's golden, 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 golden. my life like it's golden. It's golden, 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 golden. I'm living my life like it's golden. Golden, 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 golden. I'm living my life like it's golden.
Whoa! Thank you, Felicia, for that amazing gift. I needed that this morning. If this is your first time experiencing Columbia Center for Spiritual Living, we welcome you and thank you for joining us today. We want you to know that no matter who you are or whatever your spiritual path, you are welcome here. We invite you to visit our website at columbiacsl.com to learn more about our spiritual community, replay past services, and find articles and other resources. And please check out the calendar on our website for events and opportunities to gather with our community. And there are exciting things happening at Columbia CSL. The Science of Mind magazine group happens this Monday evening at 7 p.m. We would like to take this opportunity to thank Jody Davidson for hosting over the past year and to welcome our new host, Carol Pearson. Please note also that this month's Town Hall community gathering has been canceled. Join us again next month. You will not want to miss our inaugural prayer practitioner service this coming Wednesday, January 12th. We've been planning it and have a lot of great things in store. It's a time for discussion, spiritual practice, and interaction. If you're looking for a great class, you'll want to sign up for our upcoming Science of Mind course, Spiritual Principles and Practices. It was originally scheduled to start this Thursday. However, the start of the class has been postponed 1 week and will start on Thursday, January 20th. It only runs for 5 weeks, so take some time to explore your relationship with the creative power and create an expanded life. Also, mark your calendars for our annual meeting on January 30th, a time for the business review of 2021 and a glimpse into our future. All are invited and encouraged to attend, with members-only voting. Please make a note that all of our services in January will be virtual only. We are grateful for your patience and understanding during these times. For more information and registration or sign-up links on all of these events can be found on our website calendar at www.columbiacsl.com/events, or feel free to email us at info@columbiacsl.com. And now, let's engage consciously in spiritual practice together. We invite you to settle in, center yourself in this moment, and find that still, small place within, where spirit is all there is. We will have a contemplative reading by Mary Jane Thompson, and then a guided meditation and affirmative prayer by B. Eamon James.
Today's reading is taken from an interview with Dr. Anthony T. DiBenedetto in Mysterious Ways magazine, entitled Why a Sense of Wonder is Important. From a neuroscience perspective, wonder is an emotion. Technically speaking, you feel it when a sensory stimulus provides new and expansive challenges to the limbic center in the brain. It's a very playful quality, one that makes us pause in meaningful and lighthearted ways. You often experience wonder in the presence of something greater than yourself, something that causes you to marvel at the big or small workings of the world. Wonder gives us a warm, positive feeling and usually makes us feel as if time is slowing down. It's really the only emotion that urges inaction rather than action. Wonder makes you feel smaller, not insignificant, but smaller in the sense that you are a piece of a greater whole. In that way, spirituality and wonder have similar functions. Meditating, encountering the divine, or experiencing the miraculous can often make you feel smaller in that wonderful way. You realize that you're part of a greater symphony of things. You have a greater place and purpose in the world. A great example of someone who lived a wonder-filled life was John Muir, father of the National Park Service. He found wonder in nature, marveling at God's creation. But Muir's message wasn't about what you experience, but rather how you experience it. You can stumble upon something amazing in nature and miss it completely if your eyes aren't open to it. That's a critical point. And it's why wonder is a really, really hard place to get to as an adult. When you're a kid, wonder is a rocket ship launching you into the orbits of curiosity, where everything is an opportunity to learn. In adulthood, wonder is a grounding force. So simply slow down, whether it's in your thinking or even in your physical movements. Really stop and look around, and that will open you up to more wondrous experiences. Please join me in this affirmation. My journey into the depths of playfulness gives me more arrows in my quiver to pull when the stress of adulthood is getting the best of me. And so it is. Namaste.
Namaste. Good morning. I invite each of you to sit back, take a deep breath. If you will, close your eyes and plant your feet firmly on the ground. And let's just be here together in this time and place. You know, we all need guidance at times. Yet sometimes it can feel as if we're having trouble accessing that guidance. Sometimes God can feel very far away. But we all know that that can never be true. God is all, and thus all is God. And all includes you, every person you encounter, the radio in your car, the magazine in the doctor's office, the TV show you're binging this week, this message. We are always in the divine presence. And God is always communicating with us. Ours is to be open and receptive to the medium and the message, which oftentimes simply is, be still, do nothing right now other than practice the divine presence. Sometimes the guidance is not how to fix something, how to approach that difficult conversation, whether that new job posting is for us, or whether wholeness and health will manifest in the way and time that we desire. Sometimes the guidance is simply to know that the divine presence within and around us is enough. It is all that we need in this moment. And this moment is all there ever is. If we are willing to trust this presence, to surrender this moment, everything else we think we are needing will come in the right time, in the right way. So today, let's take this time to be still and know that I am, to know the I am presence within us. Let's be still and know God. So I invite you to enter into the silence with me. And as we emerge from the silence, I know that God is all there is. God is the life that each of us lives each day. For in God we live, move, and have our being. And because the divine presence is always within us and around us, we know that all that we have ever needed or desired is present right here, right now. And so we open up our minds, we open up our souls, we open up our hearts to receive the divine impress within us, allowing the energy to flow through and to come forth and manifest as the peace we seek, as the abundance we are, as the joy, majesty, love, glory, grace that each of us is. And we display this in our everyday actions, in our interactions with our families, our co-workers, our neighbors, our friends, our community, with the world. And as we express God within us and interact with God around us, we know that all is well. And for this, we are so, so grateful. So grateful. And we give thanks. We give thanks and praise for the majesty, for the glory, for the wonder that is God, the I am presence within us. And I now surrender these words to the law, knowing that Spirit has already received them, heard them, and Spirit has already said yes, yes, yes. And we join in that sacred yes by ourselves affirming, and so it is. Ashe. Namaste. Amen.
And so it is. Thank you, Mary Jane and Amen, for that beautiful time of spiritual practice. In the spiritual community, our practitioners and ministers are eager to know the truth with you. Feel free to email your request for prayer or counseling to prayer@columbiacsl.com, and we will hold your truth in prayer throughout the week. And now I'm so excited to bring on once again Felicia Taylor.
The water falls on my face. Every single drop is a sign of the grace. All around me, I am filled with all the love that is. I know I'm one with the only one, and I see through you as you see through me now. And I open my arms to you. I open my arms to you. I open my arms to you. All my prayers will get me through. As I open my arms to you, I let go to the flow and trust what is. God, you're the one power that can truly exist. Where I'm standing, and these words I sing through you. my soul. And every whisper would be a reminder that you're always here with me as I open my arms to as I open my arms to you. All my prayers have gotten me through as I open my arms to you.
That was so beautiful. Thank you for your soulful music, Felicia. What a gift. And now it's my absolute pleasure to introduce one of our practitioners, Idalia Romero, with her message, In the Beginning, God.
So full, so full. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Mary Jane and Amin and Felicia, for actually just did my talk. So beautiful. So good morning, my beloveds. Good morning. Welcome to Columbia Center for Spiritual Living, place where we love you, we bless you, and we appreciate you being here with us today. Oh my God. Just want to take a moment to breathe here, breathe all of this in. I love the month of January in Science of Mind. It is the month in which we savor the deliciousness of the foundation of Ernest Holmes' teachings. The first 4 chapters of the Science of Mind text is filled with what I call awesome wonder. It is a time for us to understand what we are preparing for and what needs to be prepared. I had a situation as I was preparing this talk where I said to myself, the theme is living in wonder. So let me go to the glossary of the Science of Mind text and find the definition of wonder. And so I went to the text and I did not find the word wonder in the back of the text. So I closed the text and I thought for a moment, and as I started to prepare, and then a smile came upon my lips and I said, oh, this whole text is filled with wonder, with the experience of wonder. And what I told myself was, haven't you read things in this text where you just had to close the book? You read something that Ernest wrote and you closed the book and you go, I wonder what he meant by that. And I've had a lot of those moments reading this text. I have, especially these first 4 chapters. And starting with the thing itself, Reverend Nadine so beautifully last week when she referred to the beginner's mind, understanding that we don't know everything, but that we have the capacity to be and explore and seek always. Ernest Holmes describes the thing itself as the first cause, spirit, mind, that invisible essence, that ultimate stuff and intelligence, the power back of creation. He says, we accept this thing itself and believe it. I know for the longest time, people would ask me, do you believe in God? And I said, oh, yeah, I believe in God, But did I really believe it? And for me today, I believe it. When I say I believe in God, I believe it. I believe in this thing, this essence, this incredible thing that is that universal knowing that is inside of me, inside of everyone. I truly believe it, And Ernest goes on to say in the 2nd chapter, he says, the way it works, The knowing that there's only one life back of everything that lives. Everything that lives. It is inside, permeating, flowing through every single thing. And what it does, he questions that in that third chapter. And he says, what it does, that divine mind is infinite. We are always surrounded by a mind or intelligence that knows everything, that knows everything. Can you imagine? Sometimes I have to shake my head because this intelligence that is everywhere present knows everything. That's only when I think I know everything. Reverend Radine talked about it last week when she says we don't know everything, but the intelligence knows everything. And then how to use it. It has been proven that by thinking correctly, Ernest says, and by conscious mental use of the law of mind, we can cause it to do definite things for us, through us as us. Oh, the beauty of that. Through us, as we open up ourselves and become open to it all, to every single thing. It works through us, through each and every one of us. And when we desire to know more about it, we stop and we think, how do we bring that desire up to the surface? And how do we use it? Our own sense of being, a beginning which allows us time and space to nurture a fragile new understanding of who we truly are. A fragile, that baby fragileness of knowing and understanding of who we truly are. It is said that we can only get to a place of who we truly are by getting to know God first. So, who is this God of understanding, of our understanding, of our own individual understanding? Because the God of our understanding is always individual. It is always individual. Years ago, a friend of mine used to say that their God of their understanding was Lucille Ball. And at the beginning, when my friend used to say that, I used to like cringe and go like, oh, how can he say that? But later on, when he explained it to me, I understood. I understood when he said that when he used to watch Lucille Ball, the shows, Lucille Ball would make him laugh, just laugh with joy, and he would feel that inside of him. And I knew that he had that God of his understanding. Years ago, my friend used to say, he used to have a little joke about the Genesis and understanding in the beginning God. When God in the Bible used to say, in the beginning God said, let there be light. My friend always used to say, what God really meant and what really happened in the beginning was that God said, hey, you guys, lighten up. So as we lighten up and start to live our lives in a state of wonder, we see how at first our lives were of the earth. Everything began with us, with some outer condition or event, but there was no satisfaction. So with divine discontent as our beginning, the spiritual journey began. At first, we did not consciously desire a closer walk with God. We just wanted solutions to our problems. That was enough for us, we thought. Gradually, as God's Spirit's desire for us became our desire for God, we opened up ourselves to this great understanding, this great tingling inside of us that became a desire. We walked the spiritual path consciously, and problems came to us, but so did solutions. Peace and many of the joys of human existence became ours, but one thing was missing. One thing was missing. A sense of mission and purpose, as Mary Jane just read in that beautiful reading. a sense of purpose. So for everyone who knows God, there is a purpose with a meaningful mission to fulfill. There becomes a passion, this thing inside of each and every one of us for a life and energy to do the work that is ours to do. Our beloved Betty, who made her transition last week, a week and a half ago, right before her 100th birthday, right before her 100th birthday, when she was recently, within the last couple of months, interviewed before she made her transition. She said, without passion and purpose to life, there is no footprint to leave behind. There is no footprint to leave behind. And I know I want to have footprints in my life. So Ernest Holmes, and I'll share this with you because there is a paragraph in the Science of Mind text on page 63 that is entitled, In the Beginning, God. And Ernest says, we wish to discover what to believe in and why we believe in it and why such belief is reasonable. And insofar as possible, to enter into the nature of the invisible cause of this manifest of life of ours. We wish to discover how this cause works, its relationship to us, our relationship to it, and how we may use this knowledge. How we may use this knowledge. There is a story about Albert Einstein, and we all know who Albert Einstein is, right? We wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be Zooming or in the streaming right now if it hadn't been for him. When he attended a party, he was asked to sign this registry with his name and what he was interested in. So he thought for a moment as he was signing his name, and next to his name, he wrote that what he was interested was in everything. And he wrote it in capital letters so that whoever was reading it would understand that about him, that he was interested in everything. And that to me is the beginner's mind, being interested in every single thing, in every single thing that is around us, above us, below us, the seen and the unseen in life, and rejoicing in it. Like Edison, let us cultivate our sense of God-given wonder. There are so many things left to be discovered, so many questions, unanswered both in our own minds and in the wonder world, the wider world. Often it just takes us lifting up our heads above the humdrum of the day. I know sometimes when I go for my walk in this past year and a half, I started at the beginning to go for those walks and I was looking down to the ground. But then one day as I was walking, I started to look up at the trees and to see how the branches would spread out and how blue the sky was. And I started to see the uncharted essence of looking up. And I saw that there was this amazing grandeur, and it was a territory to be explored. So for me today, and for us, let us know the wonder of God's Spirit everywhere. And let's follow it to startling places. I know this year has been a place where I know we've all been just broken open in ways that we never even imagined that we would be broken open. But it is so glorious and so wonderful to know that we can be broken up in this way and to see the grandeur of it all. In that same paragraph, Ernest Holmes goes on to say, the world is tired of mysteries, does not understand symbols, and it longs for reality. So what is reality? Where may it be found and how used? There are some of the questions, and these are some of the questions that one should like to have answered. So where do we begin? How are we to live our lives? There's a verse in the Bible from Jeremiah 2:32 that says, my people have forgotten me, days without wonder. We don't want to forget. I don't want to forget. I want to always be in that place of knowing and understanding, because we have that memory and forgettery. Sometimes we do forget. We do forget. So let us remember that in the beginning, it is always God. In the beginning, there is always Spirit. And there is only intelligence. So as we journey through life and life experience, let us begin to open up ourselves to a new way of life, to prepare ourselves, to want to take a moment now, in this very moment, to see and reflect, and to see the things in front of us that might form our experiences. I know there are some things that have formed my experiences in life. And I'm going to share some things with you right now. And by no means are they the beginning or the end to everything, because I feel like God is always revealing things to me. But they can maybe form a beginning for you too. And I have learned there are about 6 things. And now as I have gotten a little bit more seasoned in my life, first, I have learned to let go. Let go. Let go of all those beliefs that block me from my highest and my best. And I encourage you to let go of all those things. There is a line in the signs of my text, which Reverend Nadine last week said, there's a power for good and we can use it. We can use it. How important it is to remember that we are spiritual beings living in a spiritual world, governed by a spiritual law that knows all, It is spiritual. It is here right now. There is a line in the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, which I'll share with you, and I'm going to paraphrase it a little bit. He says, Bill Wilson said, first of all, we have to quit playing God. I know for me, in the letting go process, I had to quit playing God. I thought I knew everything. And Reverend Nadine last week said, we don't know. We don't know what we don't know, right? Because I thought I knew what was right for me and for every single person in my life, and I knew everything there was. But I didn't know anything. And then it goes to say, hereafter in the drama of life, Spirit is our director. And I remember when I read those words, knowing and understanding that I had to not only let go, but I had to let God so I could let go. Let God so I could let go. There is a quote from the Buddha that says, in the end, only 3 things matter. How much you loved, how gently you lived, and how gracefully you let go of things not meant for you. And oh, I'm so glad that that is a lesson that I have learned on this journey. And I truly, truly believe that is the foundation of so many things. Letting God and letting go. And humility. Oh my goodness. The lessons I have learned through humility. Knowing that I'm not better than anyone and that no one is better than I am. There is a quote by C.S. Lewis. He was an associate Supreme Court judge. Don't think of yourself less, but think less of yourself. When we speak of humility, we speak of self-acceptance. We accept that God is always doing for us what we cannot do for ourselves. True humility is about letting go of self-will and relying instead upon the will of a higher power, which we call God. It is a true alignment of spiritual energy, the God of our understanding, aligning ourselves with the will of God, my will with God's will, my will, our will with the will of God, that universal intelligence. And third, be in the here and now. Be in this moment. Sacredly listen more. Internal listening, intuitional listening, curious listening, curious listening. That is something that I recently have been using a lot more, curious listening. When somebody says to me, I have planted a garden or I have planted some bulbs, that when I listen to those words from someone else, that curious understanding, that curious wonder, my next question to them is, oh, what kind of bulbs were they? What colors are you going to see in those bulbs when the spring comes? That curious listening, listening without words. I laugh when I say that because I know my husband is still trying to teach me to listen without words. Sometimes he speaks and I'm about to jump in there with something, but I'm learning that lesson more and more because he's teaching me that, to listen without words. That's how I learn more about others. And that's how I learn to be in the here and now. Gratitude. My theme for 2022 is, in 2022, I am filled with gratitude. One of the greatest get-rich schemes is gratitude. Best kept secret, gratitude. Being grateful for everything, seen or unseen. Remember that it's all good because it is all God. How do we prosper? By being grateful. As we tend to our spiritual life and keep attentive to the whispers of our heart and stay in tune to God's guidance, let us rely on our spiritual intuition to discern our path forward and be grateful. Be grateful in all things. And here's one, my fifth one that I have learned. Managing our fears. There's a saying I often use, if you worry, why pray? If you pray, why worry? We know in these teachings that our thoughts are prayers, and we are the only ones that can change our thinking. Being conscious again of how we are using our higher power, the God of our personal understanding. If we live life with fear, which is false evidence appearing real, what we are doing is bringing about and creating and manifesting ill health and negative activities in our lives. And who wants that type of life? Not me. And I know you guys don't want that. So, yeah, just letting go of that fear. There is a saying that I had heard years ago, but recently popped up for me, right? What my consciousness and my brain doesn't know, I cannot see, I cannot feel, and I cannot be. Take a deep breath. And the last one is, I had recently mentioned, purpose. As we come full circle, here it is again, purpose. We all ask ourselves, what is our purpose? I admit I haven't always been purposeful and I haven't always lived a true purpose in my life. But today I do pay more attention to what I truly want in my life and the life of all those around me. Not in a place of thinking that I know what other people should have in their lives, but just knowing that there is a purpose in every single thing. There is a purpose. So I ask myself, what kind of footprints do I want to leave behind? What kind of footprints do you want to leave behind? Remember and remember again what the consciousness and the brain doesn't know. You cannot feel, see, or be. There is a quote from, I read my spiritual guide, a daily guide, one of them, because I read so many every day, from an ordained community minister. His name was Jim Rosenberger. He was back from the 80s and 90s. He wrote in his spiritual guide, "A wise creator must have reason for creation. Human beings may believe they were created to live, work, raise children, so the race can continue and then die. If this were true, then our creator would have little vision, right? There is a grander plan, and it is unfolding now. Spirit has purpose, and we are the center of which the purpose unfolds. In truth, without us, the divine plan remains only a possibility. So let us first turn Godward in a prayerful word, a prayerful way. So let us remember that there is a grander plan. It is unfolding here and now, in this moment, because we are the center of which the purpose of life unfolds. Let's explore it all. Be curious. See the wonder all around us. Be happy. Be joyful. Be enthusiastic and grateful about everything. So now, as a collective group, let's take a moment to see the Columbia Center for Spiritual Centers grander plan for our new minister as we say these words together and feel this covenant in our hearts. There is only one life. This life is good. This life is God. This life is my life now. And knowing that I am one with this life that is God, I therefore know that I am one with all of its blessed expressions, which includes the presence of a new minister for my beloved spiritual community. Because I know that the highest purpose of my new minister is to express God. I know that my new minister is a revelation of God as love. I further know that my new minister is the fulfillment of that which has been promised by the God, for it is written, wherever you are, whatever you do, be love. As I understand, in agreement with my beloved community, I see my new minister revealed before me as a gracious expression of divine love, wholeness, and light. So let us take a moment to now intend to experience our new minister in full cooperation and agreement with our community, knowing this truth about ourselves. 4. I am inspired to live and love each day with God as my source of inspiration. I am awakening my understanding of my divinity and the divinity of all. I am demonstrating the truth, wisdom, and wholeness of God. I am being an example of caring, acceptance, and generosity in our community and beyond. I am being a light in the world while living and teaching the principles of science of mind. I now accept the highest expression of a new minister into my life. I know that they are revealed in a way that expresses God and serve the highest and greatest good of all who are touched by their presence. I am grateful. God is gracious. And so it is. And so it is. I normally finish with a little tune from Motown, but today I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm just going to share. It's from a John Lennon song. Imagine. And I'm just going to sing the lyric, the chorus. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say that I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us and the world will be as one. Remember that in the beginning, it is always God. Live in the wonder of it all. And so it is. Namaste.
Wow, so beautiful, and so it is. Thank you, Idalia, for that inspiring message. Please join us for our after chat this morning with Idalia and continue the conversation around today's message. And please join us next week as Reverend Dr. Nadine Rogers continues this month's theme, Living Everyday Wonder, with her talk entitled Self-Prophecy, A Way Forward. And now it's my pleasure to introduce once again, Felicia.
I keep fighting voices in my mind that say I'm not enough. Every single lie that tells me I will never measure up. Am I more than just a sum of every high and every low? Remind me once again just who I am, because I need to know. Ooh, you say I am loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I am strong when I think I'm weak. You say I am held when I am falling short, when I don't belong. Oh, you say I know
now I'm laying it at your feet. You have every failure, God. You have every victory. Oh, you say I am loved when I can't feel a thing. You say I am strong when I think I'm weak. And you say I am held when I am falling short. When I don't belong, oh, you say I'm yours. Oh, I believe. Oh, I believe what you say of me. I believe. Oh, I believe. Yes, I believe what you say of me. Oh, I believe.
I believe too. Thank you, Felicia, for a very moving piece. And congratulations on your new CD. You can find Felicia's work and music anywhere you stream songs. Follow her on Facebook and check out her website, www.feliciataylormusic.com. And now it's time for our conscious giving. We have just received, and now we can participate in the law of circulation by giving back. I invite you to invoke feelings of love, gratitude, and abundance, allowing them to fill you and the space around you. And now, let's use the power of our word by speaking our prosperity affirmation together. I know that the infinite abundance of the universe blesses and multiplies this offering, and so it is. We offer easy ways to donate your offering. You can make a one-time or recurring donation through our website, www.columbiacsl.com. You can text your donation to us at 410-498-6175. Or for those who prefer, you may drop off or mail in a check to our office. We appreciate and receive your gifts and tithes. Thank you for supporting us so that we may remain a vital and thriving center in which to find spiritual nourishment. And we know that as we give with gratitude, we receive in gratitude. Would you please join me as we bless and receive every gift bestowed upon Columbia CSL? Together we receive these gifts, knowing that they nurture and support our vision of contributing to a world that works for everyone. And so it is. On behalf of our entire community, thank you for being part of our spiritual family today, and we look forward to seeing you again. At the end of service, we hope you check out our announcement slides and our website calendar, www.columbiacsl.com/events, to make sure you know everything that's coming up in our community. That's where you'll find the link to sign up for the after chat with Idalia at 11 o'clock. And one final reminder, next week our speaker is our interim senior minister, Reverend Dr. Nadine Rogers, along with our fabulous guest artist, Jamie Hudson Craig, online next week. And now it's my pleasure to introduce once again Idalia Romero to close our service with a benediction.
So grateful to you all today. So let's just take a moment to just feel that essence of and that gratitude for all that we have just had during the service, and for all of you being here today. As we acknowledge that there is a power and a presence that is everywhere present. It has been permeating through this service, through the back channels of this service. And we know that we have gathered here today to be reminded that we are all one, that we live in a universe that is already filled with every single thing that we need. And as we go forward this week, we remember this. We hold this in our hearts, and we embrace each and every person that we come in contact with. And we bring this peace, this joy, this sense of wonder, this curiosity into our community. And as we live our lives, we just permeate this into the world, for we know that it is through us as us that this joy, this curiosity, this wonder just flows out into the world. And it is received with glory, with grace, with all that God is. And we give great thanks, great thanks that we have gathered here today to experience this, to know without a shadow of a doubt that it all begins with us. And in the beginning, God. And so it is. Amen.
Something's calling me. Something's calling me. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. I'm walking on marbles, can't steal the earth beneath my feet. Is my head in the clouds, my naked legs left dangling? I can feel my heart begin to pound, and everybody said something's calling me. Little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Something's calling me little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Long dark night, my soul it wanders, can't see the light that moves me. If God is everything and everywhere that I belong, Spirit gently wakes me from my sleep. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Oh Lord, take me deeper than I've ever been before. Oh Lord, I've ever been before. Oh Lord, I know I'm not the only one to live inside these blues. Oh Lord, oh Lord, I surrender my life to you. Oh Lord, oh Lord, I give my life, I give my love to you. Oh, love is calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Compassion's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. My faith keeps calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Peace is calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. God is calling me, and I'm grateful like I've never been before.